Over the last week, Kyalami has come alive again to the sound of Formula One engines. The Williams-Renault team, along with drivers Ricardo Patrese and Thierry Boutsen, have spent the past 5 days on a strenuous pre-season test session. Performance Plus and Top Sport have taken you behind the scenes and brought you the drama and action from the track. In our final Kyalami program of the week, let's look back on a week that could have far-reaching consequences for motor racing in South Africa. A little history was made this week when Williams-Renault became the first Formula One team to appear at the sprawling new Kyalami complex on the outskirts of Johannesburg. Formula One racing is a serious business, and a huge amount of time, effort and money goes into pre-season testing. Grand Prix teams leave nothing to chance, with attention paid to the minutest detail. Williams-Renault came to Kyalami with a new car and a new engine. The Renault V10 RS2 motor was on trial, with the team's brief centered around putting the new chassis and engine through the most stringent tests in hot South African conditions. Kyalami's high altitude would also provide Renault engineers with valuable information. The two Williams drivers, Ricardo Patrese and Thierry Boutsen, are highly experienced, with nearly 300 Grand Prix starts between them. Williams chief mechanic Brian Lambert gave the background to the team's decision to visit South Africa. Brian Lambert, chief mechanic for the Williams group here at Kyalami. The whole object of the test here at high altitude?
Well, one of the biggest reasons is for the actual weather, with it being hot. We've done quite a lot of testing in Europe over the winter, not had very good weather, so we felt we had to come somewhere that was reasonably hot, and Kyalami was the only place that was really available.
What's it feel like to be a human guinea pig?
Not really guinea pig. I mean, it's part of our job. We need to have the best car for racing, and we have to test all different kinds of solutions. Whatever comes into my mind, I have to put on the car and try it together with the engineer and see what kind of solution we can find to improve the car, to get quicker and quicker and quicker. That's the way to do it, to beat the opposition.
Testing is different, obviously, to racing. How do you store that sort of information to release it? I mean, aside from the computers on board the vehicle itself, you're actually remembering an awful lot about each part and each component that you're testing at that time.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's part of our job. I mean, we have to. You must be 100% concentrated to do this kind of job, and when you concentrate, it's easy to remember whatever you do on the car, all the change that you do, if it improves it or not. And
let's compare driving this car against the turbo cars of the days gone by. Now, how does it feel when you're approaching a corner quite differently?
It's totally different. It requires a different way of driving the car, but apart from that, we're still driving as fast as we can in the corners and braking area and accelerations, and the way the cars are progressing at the moment, I think we are faster now than the ultimate 1300 horsepower cars from 3-4 years ago. So yeah. For me, it doesn't make any difference, turbo or not. I just I enjoy racing, I enjoy driving fast cars, and that's it.
Let's talk about your relationship between you and Ricardo Patrese, because I mean, you had more wins than he did last year.
Yes, but he had more points in the championship than me, so it all equals each other. No, the relationship is very, very good. We're working very well together. It's a good friend of mine, and no problem at all with him.
Thierry, what about 1990 as far as you and the team are concerned?
Well, I think it looks very good. We want to win the championship, of course. It's going to be very difficult, but the work we do now, and which we will continue doing during the winter, and the preparation that we do is very, very important, very hard work. On top of that, Renault is developing the engine very quickly. We have, for the first race, I think we'll have about 50 horsepower more than last year. That's a big, big improvement. I think we will be very competitive.
Since making his Grand Prix debut in the Belgian Grand Prix in 1983, Thierry Boutsen has driven in 105 Formula One races. Last year, he finished 5th in the World Championship and won both the Canadian and Australian Grands Prix. The input from drivers is essential to technical crews during test sessions, but as in all motorsport, their research and development just never stops.
We, Williams, have a quarter-scale wind tunnel at the factory, which is in operation nearly every day, and all we do is try different things, try and get the drag ratio down, try and make the aerodynamics better, more downforce on the wings for less drag, and obviously the better you can get it, the quicker you'll go.
Riccardo Patrese is the most experienced driver in Formula One racing. The Italian has 192 races to his credit and last year finished third in the World Championship. How do you actually manage to keep fit for an event like this from a physical point of view? Do you train? Do you do any sort of exercise?
Well, jogging, a little bit of gym, sports generally, and of course driving the car. I think driving the car is the best thing to keep fit.
And the power of this engine, are you completely satisfied that the Renault engine is putting out enough power for you?
Well, it's never enough, the power. More you have, the better it is. So I think that the power is okay, but me and Thierry especially, we are always requesting more power, because I mean, if you can have more power than other people, it means that you can win races easily, and it's an easier job for us.
What sort of problems has the car been through today during your testing?
No problem. My car especially didn't have any problem. I was just doing some aerodynamic research, and we found something good, so we are happy.
What about your teamwork with Thierry?
Very nice. We have a very good cooperation, and it's already last year we worked very well together, and we are going along very well.
Let's look at 1990 for Thierry. Boutsen against you. I mean, you didn't have any wins last year, and that might be a sore point, but what are your plans for 1990?
What's my plan?
Yes.
To improve my final position in the championship, that it was third, so it's not so easy.
And in this car, you happy?
I'm quite happy with the car and the performance we have in here, and I hope we are going to have during the season. We are going to step forward, and I think that we will be competitive.
During a week of strenuous testing, one of the few problems the Williams team encountered was tyre wear. John Alcon, tyre man for the Williams team. Can you explain the pits in this tyre? I mean, it's done considerable laps here, but now is that a dangerous situation?
No, well, the problem is here, we came here with tyres which we thought would be okay for the circuit here. We ran these in Europe last year, and they were okay for race tyres. Excuse me. Obviously, the circuit is a bit coarser and more abrasive, and I don't think we've really got the right tyre for the circuit here. It's done quite a few laps. Unfortunately, this tyre here started to go off just as he started to push. Yeah, as if he was in a race condition, which he's got to do. I mean, it's no good just going around just medium laps. I mean, he's really got to push it a few times. He started to push it and knew the tyre was going off. So that's hence what's happened here. So that's the only reason why it's gone off so bad as this. Normally, you get 1 or 2 pits, and which are quite normal anyway, even in race conditions in Europe. But this is quite exceptional, only because he was pushing it quite hard today.
Over the 5 days of grueling testing, Patrese and Boutsen completed a total of 719 laps around Kyalami. This represents a distance of 2,768 kilometers. Patrese did 393 laps with a best time of 1 minute 6,9 seconds. Boutsen completed 326 laps and set fastest time of the week with a lap of 1 minute 6,2 seconds.
Well, I think it's been quite good. We've learnt a lot. We've done a lot of miles. We've had a few problems. You know, we've solved the problems, and it's been quite good.
Are you really happy with Patrese's car?
Reasonably. I mean, it's not perfect yet, but I'm sure we will actually get it right and have a good year.
What about coming back for more testing?
That is, we don't know yet. It's possible. It's sort of 50-50 chance at this moment, but it depends a lot on whether San Paulo's going to be ready in time. Obviously, if San Paulo's ready, we've got to go there because that's where the first race is.
Dave McGregor, MRE boss at Kyalami, the significance of having the Williams team out here testing at Kyalami?
Well, I think the most significant thing is it's put us firmly back in the Grand Prix arena, in the center of the spotlight. Kyalami has withstood the test. We've come through with flying colors. For the February test session, we already have 3 teams that have done provisional bookings. That's Williams Renault once again, the Benetton team, and also the Lotus Lamborghini team. And I think if one strings those together with the fact that we've just had a fax from FOCA, from Bernie Eccleston, asking whether the circuit is available for official Goodyear FOCA testing, that could mean anything up to 10, 12 teams. I must admit, I let him sweat for about 3 seconds and sent a reply saying, yes, please.
South Africa last hosted a Grand Prix in 1985. Motor Racing Enterprises has applied for reinstatement of Grand Prix status within the next 2 years. And indications are that the Williams Renault team will be back here in February, along with a number of other top teams. The feedback Williams passes on to the other teams is of vital importance to South African motor racing. But we can hold thumbs that in the near future, 24 other cars will be alongside Riccardo Patrese and Thierry Boutsen as the flag drops to start the South African Grand Prix. From the Performance Plus team, goodbye from Kyalami for the last time this week.